Hi friends, welcome to the channel JIV and CIV Made Simple. So today we are going to discuss our IIBF Digital Banking Memory Based question which appear on 23rd August exam. Welcome to the channel JIV and CIV Made Simple. Today we are going to discuss our IIBF Digital Banking Memory Based question which appear in the examination recently held on 23rd August. So this particular series we are having a series of question paper, right? We have created a playlist. In the description section you can find the playlist. Also we have a Telegram channel. So this particular question will help you know which are the most important topic from where question have been appearing most frequently. So let's get started with our first question that we have. The first question which appear, very important question. It is asked you which of the following statement correctly matches the given virtualization type with their description. Right. So let's look at the options. Option A, we have four options. Option A, storage virtualization, dividing one physical server into virtual server. Option B, server virtualization, partitioning a physical server into a smaller independent server. Option C, operating system level virtualization, combining multiple storage devices into a single unit. Option D, storage virtualization, which means combining several network storage devices into one logical storage unit. Now friends, we have four options. So let's check them one by one. So the option number A say storage virtualization. What do you think about option number A? See, this is incorrect. Why it is incorrect? Because a storage virtualization is all about managing the storage device, right? Remember, it's all about managing the storage device, right? It's not about managing the server. Dividing one server into many is actually server virtualization, right? Not storage. You can think of it like, a big hard disk made of very smaller disk. Suppose one big hard disk is there, and this big hard disk, this is made up of very smaller disk. That is a storage virtualization, not server division. What about option B? Option B say server virtualization, that is partitioning a physical server into a smaller independent server. Yes, this one is correct. Because server virtualization means you take one big physical server and divide it into several smaller virtual server. And each one run independently. So basically each server, they run independently. That is the peculiarity. Just like slicing one big cake into many smaller pieces, everyone get their own share, but it still come from one cake. So option number B is the correct one. What about C? C says operating level virtualization, which means combining multiple storage devices into a single unit. This is wrong. Yes, option number C is wrong. Why is it wrong? Let me explain. Because operating level server virtualization has nothing to do with combining storage. Right. Instead, it means running multiple isolated user space on the same operating system. So basically, whenever I say operating level system virtualization, what it means, you run multiple isolated user space, right? So it means, running multiple isolated user space in the same operating system. Let me give you one example. Suppose having different compartment in a single train coach. Just an example, you can think like this. In a single train coach, you have several compartments and each passenger feels separate, but they are still part of the same coach. That is what our operating system virtualization is all about. Combining multiple storage devices into a single unit. Means running multiple isolated user space on the same operating system. And option number D is storage virtualization, which says combining several network storage devices into one logical storage unit. Yes, this one is also correct. Because a storage virtualization pools many physical storage devices and present them as a single storage unit. Let me give you one example. So imagine that you have 5 water tanks. Suppose you have 5 water tanks. Okay. Now what happened? That in different places, they are in different places. With a storage virtualization, it looks like you are drawing water from one big tank, even though water is actually coming from different tanks. That is called a storage virtualization. Basically, you have 5 different water tanks. And storage virtualization means that you are drawing water from one big tank, even though water is actually coming from different tanks. So the correct answer are option B and option number D. Right. Remember, let me just summarize the key point. Remember, a storage server virtualization means one physical server. Just remember it. One physical server is there in the server virtualization, and divided into many small virtual server. Storage virtualization means what? Many storage devices combined into one logical storage. An operating system level virtualization means what? Creating multiple isolated space inside one operating system. That is called, operating system cell level virtualization. I hope it is clear now. Now friends, let's see the question number 2. Very good question it is. Question is regarding who pays the interchange fee in a typical card transaction at a POS. You know what is POS? Point of sale. Right. Option number A. The merchant acquirer pay the interchange fee to the card issuer. Option number B. The card issuer pay the interchange fee to the merchant acquirer. Option number C. The merchant directly pay the interchange fee to the card scheme operator. And option number D says the card scheme operator retain the interchange fee. Right. Interchange fee out of the settlement amount before crediting the acquirer. So these are the 4 options available with us. Now let's see the option one by one. So let's go through option one by one. Option number A. The merchant acquirer pay the interchange fee. So what do you think about it? Yes, this is the correct one. See, why? When you swipe a card at the shop, suppose you swipe a card at the shop, right? So the merchant bank call the acquirer. So either you call it merchant bank or you call it the acquirer, both are the same. So the merchant bank, what it does, merchant bank collect money from the bank. Merchant bank collect money from the bank and bank is called issuer. Okay, bank is called issuer. So merchant bank, they call the acquirer, collect the money from the bank. But before the money reaches, an interchange fee is deducted, which goes to the issuer. So before the money reaches to the beneficiary, right, interchange fee is deducted, which goes to the issuer. You can think of it like this. Issuer is saying, thank for letting your customer use the card. Here is your service fee. Who is saying? Issuer is saying. Acquirer is saying. Yes, acquirer means merchant bank is saying, right, merchant bank is saying, thank for letting your customer use the card. Here is your service fee. The service fee is paid to the acquirer. Yes, this one is correct. What about option B? Option B says the card issuer pay the interchange fee to the merchant acquirer. This is wrong. The issuer never pay. Right. Issuer never pay. Remember it. Right. They earn the interchange fee. Rather, issuer earn the interchange fee. Right. They take the fee as a compensation for bearing risk like fraud, credit default, and maintaining the card network. So issuer get payment for bearing the risk like fraud risk, credit default risk, and maintaining the card network. Option number C say the merchant directly pay the interchange fee to the card scheme operator. Yes, this one is also incorrect. The merchant pay a charge which we call MDR. Question may be asked. See, that is the peculiarity of this session. I don't only explain the correct one, I explain each and every option. Because in the upcoming examination, you may face one question based on either of the option. So you should have a complete conceptual clarity. You know what is MDR? MDR stands for merchant discount rate. It stands for merchant discount rate. Right. So basically, the merchant pays a charge that is called, MDR to their bank. So basically, this is the merchant. And this merchant is paying what? This merchant is paying MDR to their bank. Right. The interchange fee is settled automatically between the bank through the payment system. The merchant never directly deal with this fee. So this option number C is also incorrect. What about D? D says that the card scheme operator retain the interchange fee out of the settlement amount before crediting the acquirer. Yes, it is again wrong. See, basically, the card scheme operator, who are the card scheme operator? Like, Visa, like, MasterCard, Visa, MasterCard, RuPay card. These are the card scheme operator. So they only act like a middleman. They calculate how much should go where, but the actual fee flow from the acquirer to the issuer. Acquirer means the merchant bank, right? So from acquirer to the issuer, the actual money flow happen, right? These card scheme operator, they are just middlemen, right? So the correct answer to this question is none but option number B, right? Yes, option number B is the correct one. See, so friends, if you are looking for content for digital banking upcoming examination, you can check out our courses available on our app JIB and CIB Made Simple, or you can WhatsApp me on this particular number 8292857381, right? For more detail regarding the course. In the course, I will provide you such kind of previous year question, memory based question with detailed explanation. I will provide you unit wise MCQs. More than 1000 MCQs are there for practice. And also I will provide you theory PDF. Many aspirants have cracked the paper using our content. You can also check out the course link in the description section of the video. So what we learned from this particular question, there is a kind of interchange fee. Please remember, there is a kind of something called, interchange fee. And this interchange fee is a fee which is paid by a merchant bank or the acquirer to the customer bank or the issuer. The issuer earn, the acquirer pay, and the merchant pay. See, very, very important thing I am telling you. See, let me write it down. So see, issuer earn. Why he earn? Because he is taking the risk. Who pay? The merchant pay or the acquirer. To be more precise, let's say acquirer. Acquirer pay. Right, merchant pay MDR. Merchant pay MDR. What is MDR? Merchant discount rate. And the card scheme only facilitates the settlement. Now let's look at the next question, which is a type of case study question, most important one, which is asked in the recent examination. Let's look at it. So the question is asking you that Rahul want to use his NFC enabled debit card to make a payment at a metro rail turnstile, which has an NFC reader. Considering a typical NFC technology limitation, which of the following statement is true about this transaction? Option A, Rahul can make the transaction by tapping his card anywhere within 10 minutes of the turnstile. Option B, that Rahul needs to tap his NFC enabled card within approximately 10 centimeter of the reader for the transaction to be successful. Option C, Rahul transaction will be processed even if his card is 1 meter away from the reader thanks to NFC long range capability. Option D, NFC card require a physical swipe through the reader, so tapping the card will not work. So very good question it is. Which option do you think is correct? Let's look at option A. Option A is wrong because NFC does not work at long distance. It is not like Wi-Fi. It is not like Bluetooth. NFC is designed for very short range. NFC means near field card. It is designed for very short length. Okay. So remember, very short range. So you can't just stand 10 meter away and pay. Right. This is the option number A is wrong. What about option number B? If you talk about option number B, this is correct. NFC means near field communication. Right. And the word near is the key here. What is the word key? Near. Okay. Near is the word. Near is the keyword. You have to bring the card very close. Usually within 4 to 10 centimeter. Right. Usually within 4 to 10 centimeter. That is why when you use a metro card or tap to pay card, you literally have to touch or hold it near the reader. That's why option number B is the correct one. What about C? C says Rahul transaction will be processed even if the card is 1 meter away from the reader. Again, this is wrong. NFC has no long range capability at all. 1 meter is too far. If Rahul try from that distance, nothing will happen. So C is wrong. What about option D? It says NFC card require a physical swipe through the reader, so tapping the card will not work. This is again incorrect. Why? Because NFC card are built for tap and go. NFC card are built for tap and go, which means no swiping, no inserting, just tapping or holding near the card, near the reader. So the correct answer is option number B. Right. So what we learned from this discussion is that, NFC stands for near field communication. It work only at very short range. It work only at very short range. Whenever I say short range, it means, within less than 10 centimeter. Okay. It is secure, fast and perfect for tap to pay system like metros, buses or small retail payment. No swiping or inserting is needed. Just a quick tap close to the reader. That's it. Now friends, let's look at the next question. What is the role of the BPSS? That is called Board of Question may be asked regarding the full form. Please know the full form. Board of the Regulation and Supervision of the Payment and Settlement System. So BPSS stands for Board for Regulation and Supervision of the Payment and Settlement System. So what is the role of BPSS? Constituted by the Reserve Bank of India. So options are option A. BPSS is a committee of the RBI Central Board empowered to regulate and supervise payment and settlement system in India under the PSS Act. Option B. BPSS regulate only the currency printing and circulation under the RBI authority. Option C. BPSS is responsible for managing all commercial bank day-to-day operation in India. Option D. BPSS is an independent body not connected to the RBI and does not deal with settlement finality or netting. So very good question it is. Let's go through each and every option carefully. If you look at the option A, this is not correct. This is the correct one. Yes, option A is the correct one. Why? Because the BPSS work under the RBI and it ensure a smooth functioning of the payment system like UPI, NEFT, right, RTGS. So this BPSS, it works under the RBI and it ensure a smooth functioning of this payment system. It also give a legal backing to the important thing like, settlement finality. Yes, it also gives legal backing to something called settlement finality, which means once the payment is settled, it is final. And also, there is a word that is called netting. You know what is the meaning of netting? Netting means adjusting multiple transactions into a single payable amount. So this BPSS, it is helpful to the context of settlement finality as well as netting. What about option B? Option B says it regulates only the currency printing and circulation. This one is incorrect. Option number B is incorrect. Why? Because currency printing and circulation is handled directly by the RBI issue department. There is a department in RBI which is called issue department, which handle this, currency printing and regulation. But BPSS is all about payment and settlement. What about option C? C says that it is responsible for managing all commercial bank day-to-day operation in India. Again, this is wrong. Because BPSS does not run bank. It only regulates the payment and settlement system. BPSS only regulate the payment and settlement system, right? That the bank use. Daily banking operation like lending, deposit, branch functioning are not the job of BPSS. Option B, D say that it is an independent body not connected to the RBI and does not deal with the settlement finality or netting. Which option do you think is correct? Is it correct? No, this is also incorrect. Because BPSS is not independent. It is saying independent body. No. It is not an independent body. Rather, it is actually a committee of RBI Central Board. It is actually a committee of RBI Central Board. Right, RBI Central Board Committee. It's committee of the RBI Central Board. And one of the most important tasks is, ensuring payment, settlement, finality and netting. So option D is also wrong. So please remember, go through each and every option very minutely because sometimes question may be asked from option number C in the upcoming examination. So once you know that BPSS topic is super important, make sure that you understand each and every context of it. So what we learned from this discussion is that, BPSS is a RBI committee under the Payment and Settlement System Act. There is an act which is called PSS Act. Under the PSS Act, this BPSS is a committee, right? This is a committee. Now, it regulates and supervises the payment system in India like UPI, NEFT, RTGS. It ensures legal backing. Legal backing for what? For netting as well as the settlement finality, right? These are the 2 points. It does not handle currency printing or bank operation. Now, the next question that we have, very good one. Which system is primarily used for international transaction from the India to US? I think this is the simplest question. You can answer it. So option number A, RTGS. This is wrong. RTGS is used for domestic high value transfer within India. For example, suppose a company in Delhi, it want to send 50 lakh rupees to another company in Mumbai, right? So in that case, RTGS will work, but it won't work if you want to send money abroad. What about NEFT? So NEFT, this is also incorrect. NEFT is domestic. You can use NEFT to transfer fund between bank in India, even if it is a small amount like 5,000 or 50,000. But again, not for international payment. What about SWIFT? Please know the full form. Society for Worldwide International Financial Telecommunication. Yes, this is the correct answer. SWIFT is like, international language that bank across the world use to talk to each other securely. So it's kind of international language that, bank across the world use to talk, swiftly. If you want to send money from India to US, suppose you want to send money from India to US, right? Now friends, let's look at the next question, which asks you what is the maximum compensation that the Reserve Bank of India Ombudsman can award under the IOS, that is Integrated Ombudsman Scheme 2021, for a consequential loss suffered by a complainant. So these are the options that we have. Option number A, up to 1 lakh only, including loss of time and harassment. Option B, up to 20 lakh for consequential loss, plus up to 1 lakh for loss of time, expense and harassment. Option C, no compensation can be awarded under this scheme. Option D, up to 50 lakh for any loss suffered by the complainant. So which of the option do you think is correct? So let's go through each and every option. Option number A, this is not correct. Why? Because yes, the ombudsman can give up to 1 lakh, but that is only for loss of time, that is only for loss of expense and harassment, right? So that's why this option number A is not correct. Okay. What about option B? Option B say up to 20 lakh for consequential loss plus up to 1 lakh for loss of time, expense, harassment. Yes, this is the correct one. Under the RBIOS, sometimes this is called, RBIOS 2021. Right. If a customer suffer consequential financial loss, you know the meaning of consequential loss? Basically, it means, losing money because of bank mistake. Suppose there is a bank mistake and because of that, we lose money. That is called consequential loss. So if a customer suffer consequential loss, consequential financial loss, the ombudsman can award up to 20 lakh. Okay. How much he can award? He can award up to 20 lakh. Please remember it. Very, very important. Up to 20 lakh award for consequential loss, which means bank mistake. Right. On the top of that, they can also award up to 1 lakh rupees plus up to 1 lakh rupees for things like, harassment, mental stress or wasted time. Suppose a bank delays your transaction and you lose out on a business deal worth lakhs. So the ombudsman can order the bank to compensate you for that financial loss up to rupees 20 lakh. Okay. Plus additional compensation for the stress and trouble caused. What about option C? It says no compensation can be awarded under this scheme. This is wrong. This scheme is specifically designed to help company. Can be awarded under this scheme. See, this is wrong. This scheme is specifically designed to help customer by awarding compensation where the bank or financial institution are at fault. What about option D? It says up to 50 lakh for any loss suffered by the complainant. This one is also incorrect. The maximum limit is 20 lakh for financial loss, not 50 lakh. So what we learned from this discussion is that, that RBI Ombudsman scheme under RBI IIBF 2021 can award up to rupees 20 lakh for consequential financial loss plus 1 lakh extra, right, for mental agony or time loss. So please remember this, very, very important. Okay. And that makes this maximum possible compensation rupees 21 lakh in total. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. What is the primary purpose of data scrubbing? So the question is regarding the data scrubbing in data management. So question is regarding the data scrubbing. Option A, to identify, correct or remove inaccurate, incomplete, duplicate or inconsistent data from the dataset. Option B, to increase the size of dataset by adding extra record. Option C, to encrypt data for enhanced security purpose. Option D, to create backup of data to prevent the loss. So very good question. Purpose of data scrubbing is being asked. Let's look at the option. Option A, to identify, correct or remove inaccurate, incomplete, duplicate or inconsistent data. This is actually the correct answer. When I say data scrubbing, it means, it is basically data cleaning. So you can either call it data cleaning. This is called data cleaning. Okay. So just like washing vegetable before cooking, you clean data before using it. If there are error, if there are missing value or duplicates, data scrubbing fixes or remove them. Right. So if a customer database has the same person entered twice with slightly different spelling, so scrubbing will correct or remove the duplicate entry. What about option B? To increase the size of dataset by adding extra record. This is wrong. Option A is correct. Option B is wrong because encryption. Sorry, we are talking about option B. So scrubbing does not mean adding fake or new record. Its goal is to improve quality. Yes, its goal is to improve the quality, not increase the quantity. Option C, to encrypt data for enhanced security purpose. This one is also wrong because encryption is about protecting the data. Encryption is about, protecting the data from hackers. Protecting data from hackers by converting it into unreadable codes. By converting into unreadable code. Right? Scrubbing is about cleaning data quality, not securing it. So whenever you see this word scrubbing, is about, is about cleaning data quality. Now, what about option D? To create backup of data to prevent loss. This one is also wrong because, backup are like saving a copy of your file on another drive. Data scrubbing, on the other hand, makes sure that data itself is correct and usable. Right? So what we learned, so the correct answer to this question is option number A. What we learned from this discussion is that, data scrubbing simply means, data cleaning. That's it. Data scrubbing means data cleaning. That's it. It removes error, duplicates and inconsistency to make data reliable. It does not increase data, right? Encrypt it or back it up. Now let's look at the next question. Which of the following statement correctly describe the key difference between the GPRS POS terminal and a PSTN POS terminal? Option A. A PSTN POS terminal uses telephonic line for communication and is fixed at a specific location, while a GPRS POS terminal uses a SIM card and has built-in battery, allowing mobility. Option B. Both PSTN and GPRS require a wired telephone line for connectivity. Option C. GPRS POS terminal cannot be moved easily as it relies on fixed telephone connection, unlike PSTN, which are fully portable. Option D. PSTN POS terminal are wireless and powered by SIM card, while GPRS only work when connected on telephone line. So this kind of question was appeared in the examination. So let's go through each and every option. Option number A. See, option number A is the correct one. What is the full form of PSTN? You know, when I say about PSTN, it stands for public. Let me write it down. Public switched telephone. Public switched telephone network. That is called PSTN. Okay. So basically, this POS machine needs a landline phone connection to work. What they need? They need landline phone connection to work. Since they are wired, they stay at one fixed place, like a billing counter in a shop. What about GPRS? So GPRS POS machine uses SIM card, just like a mobile phone. They can work anywhere with mobile network coverage. And because they have a battery, they can be carried around. For example, a waiter bringing the machine to your restaurant table. That is called GPRS POS terminal. So this one is the correct one. What about B? So B is wrong because only PST and POS need a wired telephone line. GPRS is a wireless. It uses the mobile network. What about C? C is the exactly opposite of the truth. You know, this is the opposite of the truth. PST and POS is fixed. PST and POS, you know, it is fixed. While GPRS POS, okay, you know what it is? It is portable. It is portable. What about option D? It says that PSTN are wireless and powered by SIM card. See, this one is wrong because the fact are reversed. PSTN are wired, GPRS is wireless. So what we learned from the discussion is that, you know, whenever you see this word PSTN, just remember, these are wired, these are fixed machine. These are fixed machine. Okay. So please remember it, right? So remember that PSTN is a fixed machine using landline connection. And if we talk about the GPRS POS, so they are portable machine. Okay, they are portable machine. They use SIM card and they also use what you know battery, right? So PSTN is like a desktop computer, while GPRS is like a smartphone. This way you can remember it. Now, one more question. Let's see the next question. Question is asking in a blockchain, what is the parent node or previous block referred to? And why is it important? That is the question. So very beautiful question. Ever wondered how blockchain stays so secure and tamper-proof? The secret lie in something called the parent node or the previous block. Let's break it down. Right. So options are the previous block has value included as the first record of the current block. Option B, a copy of the current block is stored at the backup server for redundancy. Option C, the first transaction in the current book used to verify authenticity. Option D, a separate block created randomly to confuse hacker and secure data. That is called, you know, parent block. See, first of all, option number A, yes, this is the correct one. You know, that a blockchain works like a digital chain of block. Each block stores its own information, but also carry the each block stores its own information, but also carry the hash value of the previous block. Think of it like, you know, linking hand in a chain. If one hand let go, the chain break. This is called the parent node. It ensures that if anyone try to change even a tiny detail in one block, the whole chain after it become invalid. That is why blockchain is so hard to hack. So let me give you one example to make it more clear. Imagine that you are writing a diary. Like on every page, apart from your notes, you also write a secret code. On every page, you write a secret code from the previous page. If someone tears out a page or changes it, the secret code won't match anymore. So that is how, you know, basically you are writing the secret. That is how this blockchain ensure trust. Yes, this blockchain ensure trust. So what I'm telling you, that suppose you are writing a diary. On every page apart from your note, you also write a secret code from that previous page. If someone tears out a page or someone changes the page, the secret code won't match anymore. So that is how blockchain ensure trust. So that, you know, each block stores its own information but also carry the hash value of the previous block. Like, you know, this is called the parent node. It ensures that if anyone try to change even a tiny detail in one block, even a small detail in one block, if anyone trying to change, then the whole chain after it become invalid. That is the point. Yes, option number A is the correct one. Now option B, a copy of the current block is stored in the backup server. No, this is wrong. Some people think that parent node are like backup stored on server. That is not true. Backup means saving copy, but blockchain strength lie in connecting block through the hash value. So this is block 1. This is block 2, and you are connecting both of them through what you know, through the hash value. That is the peculiarity of blockchain, right? Remember it. What about option C? It says first transaction in the current block used to verify authenticity. See, other thing that parent node is the first transaction in the block, but no, parent node is not about transaction, it's about the link. Remember, parent node is about the link, between the current block, link between the current block and the previous one through the hash. And what about the option D? Option D, no, blockchain does not create random or fake block to confuse hacker. Its security comes from cryptographic hashing and the rule that every block must connect to the previous one. Yes, that is called cryptographic hacking. Okay, so what we have just learned, let me revise. So we talked about the parent node. Parent node means what previous block has inside the new block. You can see hash of the previous block inside the new block. It ensures the chain integrity. Change one block, the chain will break. No backup, no transaction, no random decoy. That's why blockchain is considered tamper-proof. So the next time you hear about blockchain security, remember, it all thanks to this simple yet powerful idea of linking every block with the hash of its parent block. That is what keeps this chain unbreakable. Friends, that's all for today. We have some more questions available from the memory based. If you want me to explain the remaining one, please write yes in the chat box or in the comment section. I will provide you the detail. Right. So I will provide you the video link also. And if you want, any kind of study material,